Hi, I'm Mike from Bigfoot Trailers, and today I'm going to do a video on the differences between a Bigfoot tilt trailer and a Diamond C tilt trailer. They have a mechanical lock and a hydraulic lock just like on the Bigfoot. They're locked, there's definitely nothing wrong with it. You unlock the hydraulics, you unlock the mechanical lock. They use a Stillwell hydraulic system, almost exactly the same as our Stillwell hydraulic system. The only difference really is the fact that they use a 2-inch cylinder and we use a 3-inch cylinder. We think the 3-inch cylinder is a little bit smoother and it's definitely a lot stronger. One of the things that I like to talk about when I'm talking about the differences in the trailer, Diamond C chose to mount their fender to the lower frame. On the Bigfoot, you're gonna see that it's mounted to the upper frame. The reason we did that is so that you could aim better with your skid steer. It's a little harder to see where the fender is. A lot of the skid steers today are 81 inches, so you've only got an inch on either side to be able to climb up this bed without hitting the fenders. On theirs, you push down on the deck. Hopefully you got a machine on there. If you don't have a machine, you got to push down on it. And then push it down almost exactly perfect, and then it'll lock. Every one of their trailers, the 14K, the 15K, the 18K, the 21K, they all have a 3/16 formed deck rail for the upper deck, the tilt deck. So here you can see, instead of a 3/16 formed part, we use 1/2-inch angle iron. It's extremely heavy duty. On this particular 21K or 20K Diamond C, they have a similar undercarriage to us, except for ours has a little bit more metal in it. They have torsion axles on here. The torsion axles on our trailer and on this trailer add a lot of strength to the lower frame. When we've done repairs on other brands of trailers, one of the major problems with tilts is the fact that the lower frame and the upper frame are separate and they're twisting going down the road against each other. So on this trailer, you've got torsion axles and then a tiny little piece of 2-inch tubing going across, and then you have this piece of formed 3/16 angle going across. That's pretty much it on the whole back end of this trailer. If you go over to the Bigfoot trailer, we have 4-inch channel, 2 more pieces of 4-inch channel there, then another piece of 4-inch channel in the back. You've got 2 big Dexter Torflex axles that are welded in and part of the structure of the trailer. And what you have is you have a drastically stronger underframe than you do on the Diamond C, which is also drastically stronger than on most of the other trailers out there that have spring axles under them, which add no strength at all to the frame. The most important thing of all things on a trailer are its axles. That's the most important thing. And on a Bigfoot trailer, we use exclusively Dexter axles. A little quick comparison of the 8K axle hubs and brakes that are used on the Dexter axles, which we use, and the Lippert axle, which is being used on the Diamond Cs, the PJs, and the Big Texas, and a lot of the other bigger manufacturers. And you can just see the difference in the size of the hubs. Most manufacturers today are using a powder coating system, and I'm going to show you a few of the reasons why we don't use powder coating at Bigfoot trailers. So if you look along here, you're going to find a lot of rusting on all the sharp edges. If you look at a PJ, a Big Tex, a Diamond C, anybody that's powder coated the trailer, there's going to be spots where they can't get the powder because of the Faraday effect. And if you look at this Diamond C trailer, you're going to see every edge all the way around is rusting. This trailer just left the dealership. This trailer gets a 4-part system. It gets mechanically abrased, it gets chemically abrased. Then we come in with a 2-part epoxy undercoat that gets shot directly onto the trailer. So all the corners, all the edges, everything is completely covered in primer. Then we come in with a 2-part urethane that was developed just for Bigfoot trailers with a lot of extra UV protectant in it for the Florida sun to make it so that the trailer's still gonna look great 5 years from now. They use a 3/16 diamond plate, which is pretty thin, and they just roll it and it stops right here. There's a piece of rod going through here. There's no way to get paint inside all these things. There's no structure under here at all, just a few pieces of flat bar every so often. So like if this thing tilts down with a 12,000 pound skid steer on it, on a rock or a stump or whatever, it's just gonna bend this all up. So on a Bigfoot tilt trailer, on all of them, we use, instead of a 3/16 piece of plate that just comes over the top, we use a piece of 1/4 inch thick, which is a much thicker piece of diamond plate all the way across the top, and another plate that goes all the way across the bottom, and they come welded together and no matter what you tilt down on, it's not gonna dent this up or mess it up at all. This is a Dexter Torflex axle like what we use on the Yetis and the tilt trailers. And I'm gonna describe just a really quick kind of how they work so that you can understand the advantages of a torsion axle and why we use them on some of our higher end trailers. This is the main axle body. It's just a big giant square tube. Inside this square tube, there's another square solid rod. In there, inside the tube with that is rubber that's encased around the square tube. There are actually rubber cords in each one of these corners. As the axle flexes down the road on this torsion arm, this thing flexes internally inside the tube. The really cool advantage of this is you get independent suspension on all four wheels. So obviously on a trailer, there'd be two of these axles riding together. As it's bouncing down the road, each one of these things has its own independent suspension. So now we're out here actually looking at a Yeti trailer. Here you can see how much lower this frame is compared to everybody else in the business. Their trailers are about 4 inches higher, so the ride is not as good. This trailer has those torsion axles with the torsion arm. You can just see how proud Dexter is of the Torflex system because it's got a 10-year warranty. There's literally no wear parts, nothing to wear out. This is where that big heavy duty torsion axle is gonna get welded in right here, and it's gonna put all the weight as it's bouncing down the road on this area of the frame. On a Bigfoot trailer, you've got this big heavy duty plate that gets welded in, and this makes the I-beam literally double the strength, where that stress of the weight of the skid steer or whatever you're carrying is bouncing down the road on the axle, and all the weight, all the stress is right here on the frame. This is a really good opportunity to show you kind of the difference from the torsion axle to the spring axle. If you're trying to build an equipment trailer that's as low as possible to the ground, the spring axle doesn't give you any flexibility or leeway at all. You have a hanger kit that's designed and made by Dexter. All the hanger apparatus is all pretty much the same across the board. It doesn't matter if it's Big Tex or Load Trail. We all use a similar hanger system, and they get you the same distance. We can't make this axle get any closer to the frame than it is. The tube is straight, so I have no way to lower this frame closer to the ground. With a spring axle, you've got equalizer, and it's kind of, everything is bouncing all around together. So this is one of our XP models with spring axles under it, but you can see how much taller it is up against my leg. It's about 4 to 6 inches taller than it is on a Yeti or a Tilt with torsion axles that are lowering the frame. So you're gonna feel this trailer going down the road way more than you do on the other ones. The really big important thing to note is when you put spring axles under an 8-inch I-beam frame like the other guys are doing, it's even taller than this. It's 2 inches taller because this is a 6-inch frame sitting on the same axle that their 8-inch frame is sitting on. So the load's even higher and even more uncomfortable. There's a lot of competitors that are trying to copy the general idea of this trailer. I'm seeing the Load Trails and the PJs now being made with 8-on-10. This is 8-on-15. It's a heavier duty I-beam. They don't have the gusseting in the front that it needs to have. We've seen them break, and they're gonna have that problem. They all have dovetails because they're sitting on spring axles. The frame's not as strong because it doesn't have the torsion axles strengthening it up. You've got a dovetail, so you lose some of the space on the rear. They have a stamped rear end still, not the heavy duty tubing rear end. They're all coming out with something trying to be similar to this, and they're much cheaper than this, obviously, but it's not the same product. So in summary, you can buy a much better trailer with Dexter axles and Evercoat paint versus a trailer that's been powder coated and has Lippert axles on it. This is an 18K, that's a 21K, and they're the same price. And if you want to get a Bigfoot trailer for yourself, go to our website or give us a call. You're gonna end up having to piece a lot of video together. I don't really have a choice, I gotta cycle this stuff for you. It's all the way across the back of the trailer, so it's completely protected. And you're gonna save, for example, on this, damn it.